Hey everyone, John Little here. Another tip on using acrylic painting with gingercook.com. We're getting further along in loading the lessons. Our target date is still the end of summer, which is September 22nd, to be fully migrated over to this new website. As we're getting more lessons up here, questions are coming up about the bookmarks, how they work, what they are. And I'm pleased to announce we're going to give you guys some more capabilities, and I'm hoping it's not going to mess you up by doing this. All right, so let's get into it. I'm going to log in first, go to my account, log in, and let's go in as the purple member. Purple member is the one that has access to all the tutorials on the website. And as you can see right off the bat, when you log in, the first place you end up is called My Tutorials. If you're new and you have not bookmarked anything, these will all be blank, and you won't be able to find anything. Don't stress over that. Come up here, put in a keyword. Let's put in winter, for instance. Anything with the word winter will come up. Winter's out there, it'll come up, okay? Single words are your best bet right now. We don't have all the words in there. Somebody wanted to find the ice cream lesson. We did not have ice cream listed. So I fixed that up so we could find the ice cream lesson for those that are missing it. The banana split. Great little lesson. All right. Enough of that. Now the bookmarks. You see I've added this bookmark categories. This is something new for you to play with. And then these are your current bookmarks. If you slide on down, we've also now put in the latest tutorials added to the website. These are not necessarily the latest ones current, okay? As we're adding lessons, they're just going to slide in here and pop up. Once everything's loaded, then the newest lessons will naturally be showing up here first. But right now, like the Butterfish, that was a YouTube lesson. Springtime in Bruges, this is an older lesson that we brought over from the old site to the new site, and same thing with Winter Morning by Bruce Crane. Okay, my tutorials. If you can see down here, this one's called personal. These are the categories it's in: tutorials, references, landscape, tutorials, and tutorials. Now, if you scroll back up here, you will see you only have 2 of them now. So if you did a reference, it won't show this here. You're going to have to redo it. A little work for you, but I think in the long run, you're going to love me, and you're going to see why. So just hang in with me. So I'm going to do a personal one here, okay? So I'm going to go to this one. I'm going to show you how I'm going to fix it. I can go to this list. This list will still show what it used to be hooked into, okay? I'm going to click this one. If it has a generic image like that, or a little gold crown, that just means that there's no featured image tied to it, and it typically means that it's part of the lesson and not the tutorial. That's a whole nother conversation. The lessons are part of the tutorial. The tutorial is the overall. Let's just pop out for a half a second. This is the tutorial out here. It will be brown or green or blue. We're going to start using blue for YouTube's. Well, that's a bluish purple. So there'll be 3 colors. That is the tutorial level, okay? If you go into any of the content, that then becomes the lesson, okay? So this one was personal. If I go down here, so it shows it as bookmark, but if I click on it, personal is no longer there. We're now giving you the capability to add your own categories. Whoa, I know. Right now, you can add up to 24 categories of your own. So I'm going to do a new category, and I'm going to call it personal, so I can just keep it the same. And the little check mark here, right here, hit the little check mark. Leave it as private. You can make it public. I don't know where that's going to show up yet. When I did my testing, I can't see, like the landscape. I created a landscape for this one, but the red member can't see it, and I made it public. So I'm not really sure where that's going to show up. If you want to gamble it and throw it out there, make it public. It's fine by me. I'm not sure, again, where it's going to show up. So now I'm done here. So I'm going to go back to the list down here at the bottom, back to the list of the categories. And I want to have personal. Now, this is the same name that was already on it, so there won't be a double. I'm not even sure if you can do double. We should try that next. So I'm going to go back to my tutorial home. My tutorials. Wrong one. Missed it. And then now it's going to show me that I now have personal listed here. I have landscape, personal, tutorials. What's the other one I was missing? References. So let's go ahead and do the same thing. Let's hit references. And we're in the same lesson. So this time what I'm going to do, why do we have two? Oh, this is, we had two different, I got to fix the wording on this extra S in there. These were done two different ways. That's why there's two in there. I forgot what we did on this one. All right, so we don't have references. I do want to keep that category as my own, so I click there. I'm going to go references. Again, I'm going to keep it private because I don't know what I'm doing. Private's best. I'm going to go back to the list. Now what I want to do is I want to add this to both landscape and references. Just to see what it does. Okay. I'm going to go back over here and I'm going to go to tutorial home. No, my tutorials. Tutorial home will take you to the top of this tutorial, but my tutorials will take you back to this one. So now you can see I have references. I have landscape. So now if I click the landscape here, it just shows me the two. So it didn't, no, it has the references. So it did show it in both. So now if we go back to my tutorials, we're kind of learning something here new. If I go down here, it just shows it in references, even though it is in two of them. So if we go back to it, and we bring it up, it should show that it's in both. It does. So you can have it in more than one category, but it's only going to show one on the top level or in that picture. But if you're, if you created such a group, like, I'm not sure, like certain videos or something, it'll come up here in a list, and then you can click on it and you can see everything that's in it. So if you know what you've called something and you're expecting to find certain things in there, you should be able to find them. If you go to all categories, it'll go over to all categories and it'll show you what you have in it. You have 1, 1, 1, 1. Nothing in tutorials, even though there's some that say tutorial because I haven't moved them over yet. And if you want to add categories over here, you can spend the day just adding all your categories. Make a bunch of categories up before you even go out there. Give it some thought. Again, we're limiting it to 24 right now. I feel that's going to be enough, but you guys let me know. Let's get some feedback going on that if you think you need more. So what can you do with it? Well, like I said, with the capability now of being able to create your own categories, the sky's the limit. Let's do winter. Let's say there's a bunch of winter tutorials you want to do. And you don't want to keep going through the whole list. Like you want to do this one, you want to do the Foxy Lady, Bruce Crane's painting, the Stone Church. So you could create your own private winter category. Then all your winter stuff you can put in there, and then you would just have to go to your category, hit winter, and then you'd have everything in there this winter. Oh, well, that's one of my favorites there. I like that one too. So again, that's a possibility. Or maybe you want to have the village set and you want to be able to find it real quick or certain ones. So with the capability of creating your own categories now, you get to decide. Instead of me forcing you into, I think we had, what did we have? Landscape tutorial. No, we didn't have landscape. We had personal references tutorials. There was one other one. Okay, so this person has created a landscape and a references. Let me edit this. I see the little pencil guy right here. So you can delete a category. It won't delete your video, but it's going to delete all the references, all your hooks to that particular tutorial. So be careful doing that. So be careful with the trash can. I'm going to edit it. I'm going to make this one public. So you would think people would be able to see that. This landscape is already public. Personal. But personal you would think should be private. So I'm going to leave that one private. And tutorials, I'm going to go ahead and say, if everybody does a tutorial and they all make them public, I'm not sure what's going to happen. But let's do it. It's only a database. You can't screw up anything, I don't think. If you do, we'll fix it. No big deal. All right, let's log out of this user, and we'll log in as a red member. Logging out. Out we go. My account, log in, red member. In we go. All right, this person only has tutorials. We come down here, they have 2 tutorials. So if you click on the tutorials, you would think we would see both of those in there. We do not. I only added one so I could do this. So what we need to do is we can go back very simply, and we're going to go to tomatoes in a paper bag, and we're going to add that back into tutorials. Bookmark. There's a tutorial. But see, I can't see anybody else's. I can't see landscape. If I try to search for it, because your list is going to get very long, it doesn't show up. It can't be found. So even though it's public, I don't know who public is talking about, to be perfectly honest with you. It might be in the reporting. And what I mean by that is, if we scroll down here just for a second, these. So we have landscape. Landscape would be one of the last ones. Let's just see if that even shows up. If that shows up, that's what it means it's going to do. These are going from the most to the least. And Angel in Paradise, episode 1. That looks like probably, I'm not sure who did that one. I wouldn't do that one. You guys are loving the bookmarks. I certainly hope I'm not messing you up by doing what I just did, by letting you do your own thing. But like I said, you can go into your back office, like here, the My Tutorial page, and you can find each one and then just go create that name again into your own heading, under your own title. Well, you guys are loving the bookmarks. I wonder if we can make it load more at a time. I have to look at that. I don't know how many people would need to actually do this. We're getting there. So a lot of you are bookmarking the actual lessons, which is interesting. That way you can pick up right where you left off. Just go right to it. Introduction. So that may be something you want to call, instead of, you may want to, yeah, that's the other one. The one's called lesson. Maybe you want to call it something else, where I left off or something like that. You guys are going crazy. Down to 2. That was, it should have been the winner guy, Bruce's. I think I put the landscape on. Did you guys know that you could do this? Go scrolling through the whole list, see what people are picking. Oh, the classic Cuba, that's a great lesson. Some of all these that we do, I sometimes forget about them all. We've still got 2. So a lot of you are doing the lessons. That's kind of cool. See, I would probably title that differently now. Now that you've had the capability, you may want to title those differently. Something to be more specific, like, you can do something temporarily because once you're done with it, you can delete it. Okay, there's a reference traceables one. That is probably the one I did, possibly. So you don't know which lesson that is with that. These were the onesies. Still no Bruce. I'm sure it was the Bruce Crane painting. That's a good lesson there too. The Santorini Vista. Goodness gracious. All right. I hate to give up now, knowing I might be right there at it. I just want to know if that was it. So not telling us, since it doesn't tell us what the category is, somebody else may have done Bruce's. All right. Enough of this. I give up. All right. So let's just do a quick recap here. You can now create your own categories. If you need to verify what you currently have, like this one just had tutorials, you need to go re-enter them under the tutorials because this will be blank. If this comes up blank, it won't even have the all categories. Let me try this just to make sure that's true. If we go in as like the green member or orange, the other members should not be able to see it. Let's just find out so we'll know. Let's try orange. Okay, they have no bookmarks and no categories. So they're stuck. Okay, so if this happens to you, you don't even have one to start with to start doing anything. Just go pick a lesson. Doesn't matter which one, just pick one. Come down here and bookmark it. Tutorials should come up because that is the default. Everybody will have tutorials. So just click the tutorial. Let's just do that for now. And let's see if that will let us get into making our own tutorials. So go back to my tutorials. Yep. As soon as you have one, then you can get in here. If you go to all tutorials, then you can make your own tutorials. I mean, your own categories. Okay. So go create one. If it comes up blank, you don't have anything yet because you're newbie. Go create, just pick a lesson, call it tutorial, and it gets you on the board. And then you can start making your own. Okay. Now, with that in mind, let's go to what do we want to do? That should do you. Logging out, logging in. Let's go back to purple for a second. Back to purple. I have to set all these members up so I can make sure that everybody, somebody calls up or writes me, says, I can't see something. I got to go simulate who they are to make sure things are right. All right, so this guy, he's got a bunch of stuff. He's got landscape, personal, references, tutorials, and all categories. So I'm thinking that should get you going. I don't know what else you would need to know at this point. But if you have questions, and you think it might be relative to everybody, come on, scroll to the bottom, leave a reply, leave a, is that what you want to do? Leave a reply? Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. Leave a reply here. Hey, I have a question about this, blah, 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 blah. And it may benefit other users. Down here, once in a while, you may see different things down here that I'm playing with and trying out to see what they can do. Apparently, you can create your own categories right down here to start with. I bet even a blank person could do that. This is something I just added before I did this video, so I didn't get a chance to test this. So this is my test area down at the bottom, just to kind of see what things will do. And if they're worthwhile, I'll slide them up into here somewhere. All right. If you have any questions, let me know. Comments below the video or comments right here on this page if others can benefit from it. As a matter of fact, I think I'll put this video right here. Thanks, everyone. Have a good one.